Previously on Tomb Raider Chronicles. And then when you reach this slope, wanna not slide backwards. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Am I seriously gonna die to this? And with that, our stories continue. Hello everybody, Jonathan Wolf here, and welcome back to the Tomb Raider Marathon. Today we're going to be starting the final section of Tomb Raider Chronicles, and that is the VCI levels, which are by far some of the most infamous levels in all of Tomb Raider, at least classic Tomb Raider. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and start with the first level, which is the 13th floor. And yeah, you may notice I have a save right here, but recording issues, yes! I love it.
Ah, the infamous trophy room. And you will be doing the acrobatics to enter, Winston, yes?
Miss Croft did enjoy her little games. And here it is, gentlemen. The artifact which led to the animosity between Miss Croft and Von Croy, ending ultimately in this terrible business.
Okay, Miss Croft, I'm presuming by the lack of communication that you're in position, facing the Von Croy Industries building, right? Containing our little prize, the Iris?
Affirmative.
Right. Now this is what you're good at, yeah? Time to switch roofs.
Switch rooms. Easy to say from the ground floor, wouldn't you agree?
Come on now, stiff upper lip, top hole and all that. Time to get hip with zip.
Gone.
Yo! Jimi Hendrix is back! Laura! You there, Laura? Croft! You getting this?
Blimey.
Jeez, now that was a blast. What the hell happened?
Never mind, Yankee. I'm going in.
I love that reference to the trophy room runs we had to do in Tomb Raider 2 and 3. Man, it would have been awesome to see Winston just do backflips like an expert, like an athlete. Oh man, that would be awesome.
Okay, now let's see what you can do. Follow the vent to the main corridor. You come in at the 13th floor. Unlucky for some.
Unlucky for them. Any welcome party?
That's your job, girl. I ain't no X-ray vision superhero.
I'd noticed the last bit.
Ooh, you are so sharp you're gonna cut yourself. Just remember, the less attention, the better. You dig?
Thanks, but that thought had crossed my mind.
Just making sure you're on the ball, lady.
Enough talk. Contact me if you see anything.
Whew, that girl has got one bad attitude.
Alright, so here we go. The 13th floor in the beginning of the Von Croy Industries section of Tomb Raider Chronicles. Now I'm going to say right now that this section right here, in my opinion, is the hardest section in all classic Tomb Raider. In fact, I'll even say it that these three levels are for me more difficult than Madubu Gorge without using a med pack. And that's mainly due to the fact that they basically ask you to be precise with encounters with enemies, and you'll see what I mean when we get to it. Now, even though in that FMV cutscene we had some pistols, yeah, we check our inventory, we have no pistols. So what's the point on showing them, which is pretty dumb. But you may also notice that, yeah, because we have a pistol, that means that we don't have a weapon with infinite ammo, and that is because for the first time in the classic Tomb Raider games, or Tomb Raider period, we have a section where we have a gun with limited ammo, which means that if we run out of ammo, yeah, we're basically screwed. And the gun in question is the HK gun. And basically the HK gun is basically the equivalent of the M16 and the MP5 from Tomb Raider 2 and 3. Now, I have no complaints because that weapon is actually my favorite weapon in Tomb Raider 2. And my second favorite in Tomb Raider 3, because my favorite one in Tomb Raider 3 is the Desert Eagle. But You may also notice that we have 3 types of ammunition down there. I mean, like, oh my god, we have more ammo for one gun. Good lord. However, that's actually not the case, because the HK gun, instead of having different ammo, we have different firing modes. So the HK gun has 3 different fire modes. The first one is the sniper mode, the burst mode, and the rapid mode. Now, to go very quickly for each one, the rapid mode basically is the same as if you're using the M16 and the MP5. Where basically you will shoot rapidly, and you'll keep shooting if you stand still or if you're constantly moving. The burst mode is a bit different, because instead of shooting rapidly, you're going to fire a burst of 3 bullets. So you're going to be like do-do-doom, do-do-doom, do-do-doom. And I'm going to be completely honest, I have never, in all my playthroughs of this game, I have never used the burst mode. I just find it completely useless, and I always find that the best way to kill an enemy fast is to either use the rapid mode or just shoot him in the head with the sniper mode. And yeah, basically the sniper mode, it basically works as if you're playing with the revolver or the Desert Eagle with the laser sight. And basically the idea for this chapter is that you basically want to be stealthy, but also you want to kill enemies quickly. Now, if you remember back in, actually I can explain that when we get to enemies. Now, right over here we got a fork in the road. We have left, or we go to the right or to the left. Now, if you want to continue on with the level, you want to go to the right. However, if you continue on with the right, you're going to encounter a big guy, and yeah, he can do a lot of damage. So we're gonna go to the left, because going here, we're going to get an item that is going to prevent us from fighting a big guy. Now, right over here, we get a large med pack, and as soon as we get over here, we're going to get a cutscene where we will see a new enemy.
You getting this?
Whoa, baby, I'm getting too much of that. Looks like the Hulk on steroids.
You want to tell me what it's doing here?
Couldn't be sure. I hear that BCI is working on some new suit for the military. And that, sure as mom's apple pie, ain't no civilian protection.
Can't argue with that. And the guns?
Well, my picture ain't all that clear, but it looks like low-frequency laser weapons, limited range. If you get in the way of one, they'll have to take you out in a plastic sack.
I get the picture.
So yeah, as you saw down there, we got this big old hulking guy with some dual laser pistol, and you can see just running around down there. Now, you may also notice in the cutscene, but down there, we see that there's actually a golden rose. And yeah, we are gonna go down there to get that rose. Now, you may also heard that guy that was talking to us, which we also saw in the FMV, and that guy's name is Zip. Now, I'm not sure if he's the same Zip from the Lao games, but I'm gonna say it is, considering that they have the same name, even though they have completely different behaviors and way of talking. So, you know, that's actually one thing to keep in mind. Okay, so right here we got a bit of a nostalgic throwback to Nevada from Tomb Raider 3, because we have these lasers that they basically work the same. They basically work the same. And yeah, basically what you want to do is you want to wait for them to get away and then just do running jumps and just avoid traps. Now, right over here, I'm going to go to the edge to do a running jump, because if I try to do a standing jump from the edge, Lara will usually get bugged. And I'll show you what I mean when we get back after we clean up this area. Now, right over here, we got another fork in the road, and we want to go to the left first, because to the left, we can actually go ahead and claim that gold rose. Now, right over here, we got another laser trap, and basically what I'm going to do is we're going to wait for it to get to the other side. And once we get to this point, we're going to crouch. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for another cycle, because yeah, I'm going to stand up once this guy passes. And yeah, basically, because these levels are really hard for me, what I'm going to do for this for these next 3 videos is I'm going to make sure that I try to give as many tips and tricks as possible. And yeah, I'm going to take this one much slower. So if these videos tend up to be longer, then don't be surprised. Alright, but as you saw, we are back in that room where that big guy was, and we can actually claim the first secret. So yeah, let's go ahead and wait this guy out. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go back to this point, and I'm going to wait for another cycle. So yeah, I'm going to take this level, I'm going to take these straps slowly. That's actually another thing I'm going to mention. And yeah, the reason I'm going to take it slow is because unlike Tomb Raider 3, where the lasers do gradual damage, similar to as if you're walking through spikes, in this game they'll actually deal a specific amount of damage, which I actually really don't like. Okay, now in this storage area we have 4 shelves we can actually search for items. Now, the shelf that is to my left has nothing, but this one right here in the middle has a small med pack. Now, the shelf to the left of the room has some HK ammo. Now, HK ammo gives you 30 bullets per pickup. So, yeah, you get 30 bullets, which is honestly enough in my opinion. At least it's not 10 like the Desert Eagle, or, you know, 50 or 100 like the Uzis from Tomb Raider 1. However, the shelf on the right will give you a hammer. And this hammer is going to be useful if you want to skip a big guy. Now, the problem about skipping this big guy is that if you skip him, you're going to miss a small med pack. So if you want to get all pickups, yeah, you have to go down there and confront him. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what I mean for this bug. So, as you can see, by walking to the edge, you may notice that Lara is no longer doing her idle animation, which means that she's just breathing back and forward. And you may also notice that when I turn, Lara's just stuck like in one position. And that is because when you do this, you are bugged. And when you're bugged, if you try to do a standing jump across these lasers, you're going to fall off and kill yourself. Now, to get out of the bug, what you want to do is you want to turn Lara 90 degrees so that Lara will start shambling normally. And as you can see, by doing so, we're actually going to be out of the bug. Now, I am going to just do a running jump just because I feel more comfortable doing a running jump. Because by doing so, I don't get bugged. So yeah, we're just gonna... So yeah, basically what I do is I take a hop back from the edge and then I just take a step backwards so I don't touch the edge of the tile before the hole. All right, but now we move on to now we gotta go back to the beginning of the level, and now we gotta go to the other side, to the right path. Now, I don't know if this happens when you pick up the hammer or when you enter the room with the hammer, but by picking up the hammer, you will spawn 2 lasers back at the beginning of this level, or back at the beginning of the level. Now, I am going to save my game because trying to avoid this trap can be very difficult. And basically, what I'm going to do is we're going to do something similar to what we did back in the third secret in Area 51. And basically, what you want to do is as soon as the bottom laser goes away, I'm going to stand on the edge of the tile that is in front of me. And then I'm going to wait for the top laser to go away. And once it starts going away, I'm going to do a standing jump. And when I get to this tile, I'm going to crouch. And then I'm going to crawl. And then I'm going to crawl to this tile so that I can avoid the top laser, but also not get hit by the bottom laser. And then I'm going to wait for the laser to go away. And then we're going to go up this ladder so we can actually avoid this laser no problem. And yeah, this trap is honestly not that difficult, although... it's much more strict compared to the one in Area 51.
Woo! You get a spider drop in there, and it's toast.
Find me some way to turn this off.
Don't get your knickers in a twist. I'm on the case.
What I have to work with.
Don't knock it, lady. I'm your eyes and ears.
More of those and less of the lip would be preferable.
Also, fun fact, by the time I'm recording this this video, I'm actually the Nevada levels are being uploaded to YouTube, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, as you can see down there, we have the iris. And yeah, that's actually our ultimate goal. We have to collect the iris, and then we have to escape with the iris. Okay, so in this corner, we have some HK ammo. And right over here, as soon as we go through here, we're gonna see this cutscene of this big guy. And basically, this is the decision you have to make. So right in front of me, there's actually a gate that you can actually use the hammer. So I'm just gonna share real quick. Yeah, you can actually use the hammer to break this lock. However, like I mentioned, if you decide to use this hammer, you're going to miss a kill and a small med pack. Now, granted, I don't care about using med packs, but I am going to save my game just in case you decide to fight this guy and decide to go for all kills. Now, this guy is very dangerous because the only way to kill him is by shooting him in the head. And basically, this guy does a lot of damage. Like one shot from his weapons will basically deal half your health. And yeah, basically, you want to make sure you don't lose. You want to make sure you don't take damage in this level because this level can be very difficult to get through without using a med pack. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to shoot just once, and as soon as you shoot, you're going to destroy. This vent is going to destroy. And you're gonna slide off into the area where that guy is. Now, as soon as I start sliding off, I am going to jump a couple times to mess up with his AI, and then I'm going to turn to the left. And yeah, most of the time this guy tends to not see me. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shoot him once, and then when he turns to face me, I'm gonna shoot him in the head. So I'm gonna shoot him once. And yeah, you just shoot him in the head, and that's it. And yeah, I decided to shoot a couple times just in case the second shot didn't register. But yeah, most of the time this guy will just face away. I don't know, and yeah, that usually happens when I just start jumping when I slide off. Because yeah, if I just slide off normally, this guy will actually see me and he will start shooting at me. And yeah, the problem about this guy is that you have to turn to the left 90 degrees before you can actually start shooting at him. Now, another thing you gotta keep in mind is that when you shoot normally, Lara will not shoot directly at the head. So you basically have to use the laser sight to hit him in the head, no problem. Alright, so now that guy's dead, let's go ahead and continue on. Now you may be thinking, okay, so how do we get past that blockade with the hammer? Well, after this thing blows up, this opening will be open. This opening will be open. Yeah, very, very good wording there, John. But yeah, this little grate will open. And as soon as we get over here, we can actually claim the small med pack that I was talking about. And also, we're going to get the vent starting to blow up. And yeah, basically, if you try to go back there, you're going to take some damage. Now, in this area, right over here on this ledge, we have more HK ammo. And now we have a very tricky situation, and I would recommend you save your game. In fact, I'm going to do that. I'm not going to spastic save this area because, truth be told, this level is really not that bad if you decide to go stealthy. But like I said, I'm trying to do this level without using a med pack. And yeah, as you can see, we're on the other side of this gate. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump and grab this ladder. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the rightmost side of the ladder. Because as you can see, we got this laser that is going to the left and then back to the right. However, as you can see, the laser will stop much closer to the ladder on the right than on the left. So basically what I'm going to do is as soon as the laser starts moving to the left, I'm going to start climbing. And by doing so, you're going to take no damage from the laser. Which is awesome. Alright, so let's take our HK gun and let's shoot this vent. And to the left, there is some more HK ammo. And right above me, there's actually a grate that will actually spawn a turret should I get spotted by a guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my HK gun, and then I'm going to stand on this tile right here. Because as we go over here, we're going to spawn a guy. Actually, I'm in the wrong tile. But yeah, as soon as you step on this tile, we're going to spawn a guy. And we want to get a headshot on him. Perfect. Now, I decided to go on the left side of the tile because if you're on the right side, he tends to see you more often. And if he sees you, he's going to run to the left and activate a turret that will spawn behind me. And yeah, if that happens, then you're basically dead and you're not gonna be able to get through this level without using the med pack. Now right over here we got these lasers, and if you try to cross them, yeah, you're gonna get fried. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna take our HK gun and we're gonna shoot this vent. Now over here to the left we have that console. However, we need a key item to operate that console. So what we're gonna do is we're going to crawl to the other side of the vent. And once we get to this point, we're going to back up and we're going to shoot this other vent. Now, if you shoot the vent before shooting that guy that I killed, he will be spotted and he will actually turn on the turret. So yeah, make sure you kill him first.
Check it out, man. No regard for company security. Sleeping like a baby. Somebody could just slide in and slide that ID card out from under his nose. Somebody sneaky, that is.
Okay, so Zip is telling us that, yeah, the guy's just snoozing off. And what you can do is you can actually go to where that guy is to snap a key card. Now, the way to do this is you just want to walk. So yeah, similar to the chef guy back in the submarine, we want to walk. Now, if you wake this guy up, what's going to happen is there's going to be a turret from that opening. And you're also going to spawn a guy to the right. Now, if you want, what you can do is you can actually just walk to the keycard and snag it. However, because I don't want to deal with this guy, because this guy is dozing off on the job, I'm just going to kill him. And yeah, once he's dead, you can actually just run freely and collect this keycard. And this keycard, you can actually use it in this receptacle, the high-level access card. And you can actually open a storage area. And in this room, we have 2 shelves. And both of these shelves have items. This one on the left has some HK ammo. And the one on the right has a small med pack and even more HK ammo. Also, get used to hearing these explosions because, yeah, that's actually the one downside for going down the path where we kill that big guy. Alright, so now that we're done with that, yeah, by killing this guy, we also turn off those lasers. So yeah, we can actually go there without going to the crawl space. So yeah, if that guy woke up, there's going to be a guy coming out from here. Now right here we got another swipe thing, but yeah, you cannot use your card. So instead, what we want to do is we want to press this button, and we're going to go to the 16th floor. So let's go over here and press this button. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take a step forward to trigger a cutscene. And as you can see, we got these 2 guys. And once we end the cutscene, I'm going to crawl to the left. And by crawling, these guys will not see me. Although sometimes their AI will be stupid and they will see me no matter what. Now, once you get into this position, you can actually snipe them no problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go 1, 2. Now there is a 3rd guy, but we will get him on the way to that area. But for right now, we're going to use the swipe card again. Although I will be I do want to be careful because sometimes this guy already is alerted to my presence. But in this room, we got these 2 scientists, and they're just gonna mind their own business. You can kill them. However, if you kill them, a turret is going to activate from up there. And yeah, if that happens, then yeah, you're gonna take a lot of damage. Now, in this room, we have this button. And this button is gonna open a door on the other side of this hallway. Now, I do want to be careful because there is another guy that can be alerted to my presence. Now, the problem is I don't know where he is or where he is on that hallway. But I am going to prepare my HK gun just in case. But yeah, I'm also going to walk just so I can ease your time not being alerted. Okay, there he is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here, zoom in, and then shoot him in the neck. Very easy. And yeah, the door that we open is this door that we just crossed. And right over here, we are above the room with the ISIS. Which is awesome. Also, yeah, this being the 16th floor, yeah, I don't think that's how buildings work, game. Now, in this room, we got this scientist. And over here to the left, we have this button. And what this button is going to do is going to release this suit. But it's also going to give us a code access disk. Or a access code disk, I think. Yeah, access code disk. And this disk goes in that console that we saw, that I showed you back where I killed that first security guard. So now that we got that disk, now we have to go back and use that disk. And yeah, I'll be honest, if you decide to not fight that big guy at the beginning, this level is really not that difficult to get through without using the med pack. In fact, I would say that out of the 3 levels that we have to do, this is probably the easiest level to get through without using a med pack. Although we do have to fight, although we are forced to fight a big guy later down the road. But yeah, right here, this is the console where the key goes. And for some reason, I'm going to open that vent, which, yeah, I don't understand why. Okay, so I'm going to save my game because this next part can be very tricky. So as soon as we enter this vent, we're going to have some explosions going on. And basically what we want to do is, as soon as we go up the vent, we want to count to 5. So basically we want to get the vent, and then, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And once the 5th explosion goes, we want to grab this pole and slide down. And then you want to slide, and then you want to stop down halfway through the pole to enter this covey to claim the second secret of the level. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is we're going to wait for the explosions to stop at the bottom. And yeah, basically, you just want to fall off and continue on into the next room. Okay, so right here, we're going to get into this catwalk area. And as we go over here, we're going to get a call from Zip.
Uh-oh. You're going to have to play some fancy moves to get past this quarterback.
You got any suggestions? Anything to distract him?
I got a suggestion right here. Go find a different way out, because you don't want to know what happens when you make the Hulk man.
Indispensable information as always.
That face ain't got armor on it, right? Well, that's how you're going to have to do it. You want hard-boiled lady. You'll think of something.
What exactly am I hiring you for?
My extraordinary knowledge of security systems and my unsurpassed skill in cracking them. Not to mention my inevitably addictive personality.
You're right. I won't mention it.
So, if you manage to hear that conversation with the explosions, yeah, we have to find a way to take out that guy down there. Now, if you want, you can take him down normally with the HK gun. However, if this guy gets spotted, you're going to spawn another big guy. Now, even though I said that I was going to try to get all kills, yeah, I'm going to try not to... I'm going to try to be more stealthy this time. Because, yeah, these guys are very powerful. They have very powerful weapons. A weapon to surpass Metal Gear, if you will, in some cases. Okay, so in this little storage area, on the shelf on the left, or first off, in this shelf we have a small med pack. But on the shelf on the left, we have a piece of cloth. And basically, what we have to do is we have to find some chloroform so we can actually put this guy to sleep. Now, even though we're going to see this intense militaristic music, yeah, we can actually just run normally. And yeah, basically, you can actually walk normally in here. However, if you run in the lowered floor, he's going to notice you. Now, what you want to do, I'm going to walk here just in case. What you want to do is you want to go to the other side as soon as you get down here, and you want to use the access card in this area right here. And then what you want to do, once you enter this room, we want to be quick. So in the cabinet on the right, we will have, I want to say a med pack. No, we will have a bottle of chloroform. And a large med pack. Okay, never mind. I was right about the med pack. And I'm pretty sure this one has nothing. Now, to my left, there's some glass containers. And as soon as you grab them, yeah, you're going to unleash some bugs, which are basically the same as the scarabs in Tomb Raider 4. However, for some reason, if you just go over here, yeah, they're not going to follow you. So, yeah, I guess they're just related. I guess they're just going to stay in that research room. So there you go. Alright, but yeah, basically what you want to do is you want to stand on the tile that this guy's standing on. And then what you want to do is you want to combine the cloth with the bottle of chloroform, even though it has a poison, so I guess it's not poison. And then you want to use the chloroform-soaked cloth to get rid of this guy. Despite the fact that you heard that neck snap, once you take care of this guy, we want to use the high-level access card once again to open this gate. Okay, now I highly recommend you save your game because as soon as we get into this next area, actually let me see real quick, where is it? Okay, so right here we got some HK ammo. Now, as soon as you get into the tile in front of me, that door is going to open and we're going to fight a big guy. So I recommend you save your game because again, these guys can do a lot of damage. And again, if their weapons connect to you, they're going to deal half your health. So yeah, you want to be careful. So yeah, let's go ahead and take one step. Oh no, wait. Okay, so yeah, basically when you step on the tile with the light, that door is going to open, and yeah, we're going to get him in the face. Yes, we got him. He shot prematurely, so that's awesome. Now, we want to kill this guy because he drops another code access disc, which goes into this console right here. I'm sorry, it's the Iris Lab access. Okay, now for this part, I recommend you save your game again because this next part can be very tricky. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to crouch over here. Because behind this or through this glass, there's actually going to be a security guard just walking around. So yeah, there he is. And basically what I am going to do is when he turns around, I'm going to wait for him to walk a bit. I'm going to go over here and then I'm just going to snipe him. Now, by killing him, you're also going to activate that turret. So yeah, you want to be quick.
Now, this ain't gonna be easy. This door operates on that pass you got, except it needs 2 inserted at the same time.
Meaning what, exactly?
Meaning, against your better judgment, try not to go killing that guy, 'cause we need him, yeah?
Okay, so Zip is telling you that we basically need to... Don't shoot. Yeah, don't shoot. We basically need this guy to open that door that will give us access to the Iris. However, if we want to get the last secret... Yeah, we're going to kill him.
Should've known you can't get a leopard to change its spots. You're gonna have to try the not-so-pleasant way now. Through that vent. And while you're going through it, why don't you just have a think about what you just done?
So yeah, basically what you want to do is... Yeah, we want to just... Yeah, basically you want to kill that guy. And by killing him, we're going to open the door on the other side, which is going to release 2 security guys. But a shot to the head is no problem. But yeah, now we gotta get to the other side. However, we have to deal with this thing right here. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna gun it. And as soon as we get to this point, we're gonna fight another guy. So let's shoot him in the head. And this is the last enemy of the level. So we are good to go. Oh, never mind. There's actually another guy here. Ah! Okay. Yeah, I actually forgot about this guy. Okay. Alright, get over here, buddy. Come on. Come on. He's not coming here, is he? No, he's not. Okay. Alright. Get over here, buddy. I'm just gonna stand here. And yeah, once these guys are alerted to your presence, they will... Oh my god, every time. Okay. Just shoot him. And yeah, once these guys are alerted to your presence, they will not stop chasing you down. It's not like the chef from the base. Or, I'm sorry, the submarine. And right over here, we got this laser. And basically what you want to do is you want to crawl over here to the left. And here we can claim... Actually, why did we crawl? I don't know. But yeah, right over here we can claim the third and... Oh god. The third and final secret of the level. So if we check our statistics, we're going to see that we have 3 out of 3 gold roses. And if we go to the Timex, we're going to see that we have 30 out of 36 secrets. And that is awesome. Alright, so let's go over here. Let's duck. And then let's go into this next area. Alright, so now we gotta do a timed run. Because when we go up here, and by the way, just to share real quick, this is the door that you would have opened if you actually didn't kill that scientist.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, basically, right over here, as you can see to my right, there is a switch. Now, I highly recommend you save your game because this next part is timed. So by pulling that lever, we're going to turn off the electricity that is being flowed into the iris so that we can actually go ahead and pick it up. So yeah, basically we're gonna pull the switch and we're gonna get some intense action music. And basically what you want to do is you want to go to the bottom. So basically where we got the secret. And then we want to go into this door right here. And then we want to get into this pedestal and collect... Oh, come on, Laura. And collect the iris. And as soon as you pick it up, we want to just run into this JPEG. And we can finish the level. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for this video. And yeah, that is it for the first level of the VCI levels. Next time we meet, we're going to be tackling the next level, which is Escape with the Iris. And this level... Oh boy, this level is one huge gauntlet. In fact, I will say right now that... You know what? I'll say right now, for me, this is the hardest level in the game. I know a lot of people say that the next level is the hardest one, but no. For me, this level is without question the hardest level in the game. But yeah, with that said, that is it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of the Tomb Raider Marathon. And yeah, next time we meet, we're going to escape with the Iris. But until then, this is Jonathan Wolf, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take it easy, everyone.